Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith in the Black Quant Edge VTF here, T3 Live, and we got a long Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all who have served and gave the ultimate sacrifice for the United States of America. So we got a 3-day weekend, we got a short week, and we got the exhaustion week. We got a new month coming up, June this week. So a lot of these things are going to exhaust. So what we did have, obviously, SPY comes in here, forms a triangle, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, and resolves back again. And now inside day. So we're still inside month and up with an inside day, albeit very slightly and gradual with this VIX going to nothing almost. But what that has done is given the ones that are strong the nice tailwind. So to start off the week, SPY is going to be inside day. And inside month and up, and we'll see what we can get out of that. Obviously, when you look at the month being like this, we prefer to go after things that have larger, greener months. QQQ, which has been just awesome, right? So it's been heavily tech rally. We can see that. There you go, see? And then if we go to the daily, QQQ, also I believe inside day to start off the week, and did the same thing that those things do. Triangle them out, up, down, slight lower low, and bam, right back to the highs. So inside days on the highs. We got Apple doing all sorts of nothing, and so when you do all sorts of nothing, you go inside week, tight inside week to start it off. Now, Apple is still monthly momentum hammer up, so we'll see if that week can get Apple going with the rest of the tech gang. If we go to small cappers, not so fortunate. Small cappers inside week, just dead in the middle of all this, and so with a few days to go here, good chance small cappers going inside month, and that can tell a few tales come June. Inside month to come and inside week, so even if that breaks the inside week, still got to get outside of that. So that's what's going on over there. TLT bonds. This monthly just meandering green every month, just not by much, but still watching this here. Inside weak hammer, and you can see this triangle here. And so the question is, this is an upper triangle here to try and expand that to the upside. We're going to get stuck in here or get the up. Momentum inside hammer measured move to try and break out of there. We can keep an eye on those TLT bonds. SVXY, oh yeah, inside week after the outside week. Still any periods of full time frame continuity the upside or above momentum hammer here. So you got the potential breaking that week and having the momentum hammer and then try and get outside of the bigger fractal triangle there. So we'll see. Dow Jones Diamonds. Yeah. In the day out, gapper, upper, and inside day as well, and same old triangle, stuff like that. If we go to the Dow, you're going to see Boeing. Boeing's either daily shooter here, but once again on the monthly, setting up the momentum hammer at the inside month here, potentially for the new month. So we'll have to see how that closes out. If we go to Disney, the mass, hit the top of this thing and drop back in on the monthly. So we'll see if that continues lower or gets countered by the inside week. If this is corrective activity, inside week can start to come back up. If we go to Travelers, one of the things in the financials, a lot of inside months, all that kind of stuff going on there. But what we have seen is the strength of the insurance names, and Travelers here still slightly above that on the monthly hammer, but as you know, we've seen like the Allstates and all that kind of stuff, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. If we go to the trannies setting up the RevStrat month after the outside month here, right? And so we'll see how that plays out, but we still got a few days on that. American Airlines back above the inside month. No other actionable signals there. We've got Alaska Air still lagging, but potentially setting up the monthly hammer. So we'll keep an eye on that. You can see it's comparatively way off the highs compared to the other ones. So we'll see how that goes. Southwest Air, inside year and up, inside month and up, and inside day. Start off if they want to keep gunning some of these airlines. Southwest Air. Spirit Airlines, another one that's been lagging down here. You can see this monthly having some issues, but we'll see if this weekly hammer kicks in for that. United Airlines inside everything and up last week, and so that's still in force as far as the monthly there, and tis what it is. All right, we're just running out of month. Just got to be aware of that. FedEx is going to get interesting here going inside month after an outside month, and starting off as an inside week. just in the middle here, though. We really want to start gunning towards that or towards that. And so we'll use that inside week as a guide and then inside month. Because ideally what that can do is be inside week and up when the month closes out, and then the next day take the month. So we'll see how that works out. UPS stuck in this weekly triangle in here. All right, and remember all this. So the question here on the monthly is this: the attempts down here fail, and I'll try and take a shot through all this stuff next month off the hammer. Daily triangle looking like this here. If we go to EXPD, not so fortunate here either. And that's going here, red on the month. Shooter down. And now potential weekly momentum shooter if they want to take more of this stuff out in EXPD and starting off as an inside day. Norfolk Southern takes the month. Here it goes inside month and up, almost comes down here to rev strat, but just takes out. It would still be a 2-bar pattern, but presently is month and up. If we go to Union Pacific, you can see here, cooking the inside month. And you got an inside week potential combo here, like so. If we go to Rail, rev strat weaker, and inside month. And up here, still coming off of this stuff. So we'll see what that can give us. Also, rev strat day. Here, inside day opens and closes back into the range. CHRW, the truckers, all sorts of trouble going on here. And weekly momentum shooter here if they want to keep clobbering this thing. JB Hunt trucker. Inside week if there's any hope, or they can continue that the death spiral like the truckers are doing. XPO, however, better. Inside week here. So far, still inside month to the upside. So going the other way is XPO still. Car, Car goes inside week momentum shooter if they want to continue to put it out of its misery. You can also watch Hertz with that. We get to the Utes. XLU, nice week for the Utes to finally jam out of them inside month here. And you got just like letter D is going and NEE, usual suspects hanging around the house. If we go to VNQ trying to go monthly hammer counter shooter here, it's stuck in this range still, and so that's been case by case basis. And we've been beating up on the Kim pretty badly, and Kim is still goes inside week again. And SPG is weekly shooter potentially with the inside month and down in the REIT. If we go to the XME trying to go rev strat monther, but it had the rev strat week. Didn't do much. Now it's shooter counters hammer. See if it wants to try and go back down and keep walking down something series like this. You got gold. Like I said, gold, these monthlies, when you get to the end of the month and you start looking at stuff like this, maybe hammer, right? Maybe another hammer. We'll see if we can get out of here. But you're nowhere near that, but trying to set up the monthly hammer. GDX. Here you can see this range that these things have been stuck in here. So not too much to write home about just yet. Silver trying to hammer as well. And silver, remember this big daily triangle I drew for you a while back. So I was still trying to work this. There's a big daily silver triangle. Not too much going on over there, but if we go to AEM. AEM at least is a weekly hammer counter shooter towards recent highs. If things start moving just a touch. FNV. This thing goes inside week, and you can see this is having a much better month than the gang. Outside of that, not too much to say here. You got X still doing that thing it does, puking, and going weekly momentum shooter if they want to finish that thing. But other than that, not too much going on over there. Go to the financials. Not too much going on over here either in general, because you got this monthly, just doji month. So you're trying to trade these things. This is why that's been a problem. If you go to XLF, same deal. KRE, inside month, all that kind of stuff. So all that stuff's got to resolve eventually. Just maybe not this week. JP Morgan, you can see that's not doing too much here either. Goes inside week. All right. So eventually we got to try and get out of all these ranges. You got Bank of America goes inside week. You're going to go inside month. You've got Citicorp was the best, if you could say that, and say so. Here, not quite an inside. It's still inside month and up though. So if there's any hope, you do have that. Wells Fargo here looking like an inside month, but you can see a little bit weaker, it's hanging towards the lows. If it wants to keep dropping back into this bigger triangle like so. BB&T, regional stuff going inside week. And don't want to get too fired up on this stuff, but it is what it is for now. Okay, STI Bank here, also an inside week. And we'll see if, once again, multiple inside daily pattern here to form it. So you really want to get outside of this thing, all right? Once that weekly breaks, you want to be aware of that too. Otherwise, this reverses right back and do nothing. OZRK, inside day here, and having a tougher time, all right, than the rest. Still walking down like this. No inside month there. So this thing's still trying to trend lower. You got an inside day for Ozark. We got the Goldman Sachs, and Goldman Sachs goes inside week. Still walking down this stuff, though. So ideally what you'd want to do is you'd want to see this thing set up and set up the monthly hammer and then take that out to try and take this outside month back to the upside. Inside week to start off for Goldman Sachs. Ameriprise also going inside week here. Or is it still inside month and down? I'm sorry. And you've got this 2-day pattern here, right there, if they want to clobber that thing a little bit. BlackRock was up huge off the rough strat day here, and that's still inside month and up here. And you got yourself an inside day, so BlackRock's still on the radar. If we go to the insurers, Allstate, still ripping here, and so we've got a few more days left on the monthlies. But that's where it's really been. There's the Allstate, the Aon, and the Marsh & McLennan here to a lesser extent. But Marsh & McLennan inside day and above the monthly Momo Hammer. If we go to the crude oil, we've got DFS and still having some issues here and going inside week, and Capital One. Let's see if those things want to do anything, but you see they're just kind of drying up into nothing for the most part. If we go to crude oil is a lot of macro signals as opposed to anything else. So if we look at crude oil goes outside week, all right, outside week for the USO. And what that's doing on the monthly is trying to set up a rough strat here, inside month, and come back in if they want to take them back up. Starting off as an inside day and here to see how it gets out of that. XLE still having all sorts of trouble if you look at the monthly and the quarterly. All this thing's going quarterly down. A lot of this thing's just XOP, OIH, and you can see how all this stuff is just still stinking the joint up. And they had a nice rally in oil too, but now that's coming to an end. You got Chevron drifting towards the lows of this stuff in here, and so it's really gradual on here, but Chevron going inside week after an inside week, so could be doomsday for that. We always want to watch that pattern, inside Chevron. Exxon here, inside month doji doing absolutely nothing, so we'll see how that resolves eventually. Oxy, potential monthly hammer after going slight lower lows down in here, and you're starting off as an inside week if there's any hope for the Oxy. If we go to Devon still inside inside month and down going into the lows. If we go to Fanger Energy, Fang was trying to do the Rev Strat Monther and just doesn't kick in as yet. It's still right there in this big daily triangle. Now we want to see how this takes a shot at something here. Like this. We got all this mess in here now. Slightly lower here. We want to see if this thing starts racing back towards that stuff on the Rev Strat Monther. SM Energy, pig. Still inside month and downer here. Like so. If we go to SU still hanging around. SU still slightly inside month and up. And now we'll find out what's up, though. We go inside week. Now, it's either back into this range and try and going back down through here or try and save the day. If we go to inside day, all right, all that kind of stuff. So if we go to XEC, XEC still inside month and down here. So that's still, if this big triangle kicks in, all sorts of trouble, but we'll see right now. Still inside month and down for the rest of the most of the week. Halliburton doji month doing nothing, so that's kind of a victory. What you do have inside day after this big outside day, see if we can get the measured move of death, triangle expansion, or it's going to go back up into here in multi-day pattern. Go to Slob E. Slob inside day on the lows if there's any hope, but as you can see, these monthlies still just walking down. If we go to Helmut Payne after that shooter is months and months and months and took all this stuff out. Now starting off as an inside day if there's any hope here. KMI, Kinder Morgan Energy. And so just still trying to break out of this stuff. No actionable signals that I thought I had there. Okay, don't worry about it. We'll get to the macro. HFC also in the refiners having still all sorts of trouble. We've been watching this triangle here to see if it's going to triangle back up. And now it's trying to go into the expando mode to the downside. No actionable signal there, however. Just failed monthly hammer. We're trying to get out of that. And PSX is stuck in this triangle here. So we want to see how it gets out of this big one. All right, and it's going to start off like this. Inside week after the outside week. All right, inside, outside, inside. So let's see if they can try and take it down through that or save the day. XRT retail. So XRT retail, for all the news it gets about all the carnage, is still, not that bad, really. I mean, when you see all this stuff, it's outside month, and that's gonna, that'll be the fractal triangle we'll be watching come the new month. The Walmart still maintaining here, and the Walmart going inside week here. If we go to Target, Target. Going to see if we go shooter counters hammer here on the monthly and finish him. Costco doji month here, so a little tricky because it's trying to go inside month and up. It tried to recover here on the earnings. But it just keeps going into conflict. You can see it gaps up to make the week green, but the day bright red, so a little tricky there. If we go to AutoNation, this big weekly triangle. Now it's hammer, counter, shooter, rev stratter to try and come off bottom of the triangle if there's any hope. Or, because the monthly's blood red, is going to try and expand this and take this thing out. But at least you do have rev strat to keep an eye on to start the week. Casey's General Store. Still trying to go month and up here, and you've got a weekly. You've got a weekly doing this. Hammer, counter, shooter if it wants to try and come out of this stuff. If we go to Chewy's having all sorts of problems. Chewy's going 1 bar rev strat monthly. Failed hammer, Momo hammer, and 1 bar rev strat to the downside, reversing this inside month. If we go to Coach still rev strat month to the upside and actually took the inside week to the upside slightly last week. And I believe starting off as an inside day. Yep. If we go to Nordstrom's, Nordstrom trying to maintain here just a tad as it goes outside month. All right, so we know that's the fractal triangle, and if you look at the weekly, you'll see this. Here it is. Okay. So I want to see how we get out of that thing, and on the daily. Okay. Like so. If we go to Macy's, I've fallen and I can't get up, and inside month and down. Inside month and down, and now inside week. Like so. Children's Place. Ooh. She was so good, wasn't she? Oh boy. Nah, weekly Momo shooter inside this baby. So trying to take another shot down in here. Remember, it was coming down pretty hard. And then goes up in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in here, which is your inside week. And now see if we can get a measured move out of this and clobber this thing. That would be nice because it also sets up the 1 bar rev strat monthly here below 105.05. If we go to RL, eesh, the 2-month inside rev strat pattern to the downside still in force. And there you go. If we go to RH, pride of retail, kinda. Inside day. And Doji weeks up in here. I think this would be rev strat to the downside, but 2-bar inside pattern. But still for this month, you can see this. Here, bright green. So we'll see how that inside day can resolve for that. If we go to Ross Stores, if there's any hope, Ross Stores going inside week. So they've brought this thing in a little bit, but like this. So the question is, they're going to hold this as triangle like so, and try and triangle back up. We'll see how it gets out of that. If we go to SHLD Momo Shooter Weekly, if they want to finally put her out of her misery, or it, or them. If we go to the IBB, still doing all sorts of nothing here. And you can see this, big stuff like this. But on the monthly, IBB is doing all sorts of nothing. 3-month tight range. And it's been case-by-case basis the whole time, as we know. Regeneron to the upside off that monthly momentum hammer, but now we're running out of month. We've had BIIB on the shooter on the downside, and that still took care of business. Interesting thing to look on here was, didn't get clobbered, but always looking for this here. The outside bar countered with shooter and dropping back in because this fractal triangle, you can see this has just been a disaster. Or good if you're short. If we go to GILD, GILD goes inside weak if there's any hope. And we know what this has just been, the slow drifting death forever. And now you got your inside weak if there's any hope. If we go to Amgen, we're kind of hoping for the measured move off this, but we're running out of time on that. And Amgen had the tight daily triangle here. Gets out of and now knocking on the door. But no actionable signal to keep an eye on just yet. I don't think that's inside day, so we'll see. If we go to ACAD, you can just see some relative weakness. And so we're running out of month, but once again, just using time frame continuity. We want to look for big, long red bars and big, long green bars as time goes by because that tells us something's on the move. Clovis going inside weaker here. Shooter. See if it's still going to walk down a series like this here. Inside, and it's also inside, so we can watch on the upside. ENDP. Inside weak, a little tough to see because it's crappy, but it is inside month and up, ENDP. So you've got inside week and inside month and up. If there's anything left in the tank to pull her out of there. GWPH. And GWPH, rev strat weaker. Here, if they want to bring her in a little bit more, or bottom of the try like this. Ta-da. If we go to Juno Mesh, Juno, side-by-side weekly shooters if they want to bring her back into the dumper. For the month, was inside month and up, and now set up the rev strat to back to the downside. So we'll keep an eye on those too. PBYI, just ripper, and so PBYI also used to be somebody a lot higher, and that's why this continues to be so interesting. When you look at it like this, you're like, oh, it's way overbought. And you're like, hold on a second. No, it isn't. Right? So it's going inside day. Still pretty much of a hot potato, but we'll see what goes on over there. Perigo goes inside day down, and that still stays inside weak. So Perigo's still having a tough time getting out of this stuff here to see if they want to roll her back down again. PTLA, and that was nice on the upside for a while. Went weak and down last week. What that did is come back into the inside month, set up potential rev strat back down out of that. If you look at the daily, you're going to see this. Like this, to see if there's hold something like in that, or can make it all the way back down into there, or save it for next month, the rev stratter. If we go to technology, which has been the king, XLK, what do you get? Inside day near the highs. SMH here. Slight Momo hammers on the upside, still finishing off that momentum hammer monthly, like so. Like so. If we go to Facebook, Facebook trying to set up the monthly Momo hammer and just keep cranking. It's been doing this. Let's see if she wants to go vertical out of these guys and stick it to them hard. Starting off the week as inside day. Amazon, inside day right against the number. So they put up the goal line stand. We'll see if Amazon can take care of business off of that. Netflix, inside day, just right near the highs, and just all this NASDAQ stuff just keeps going. So you just trade the momentum while it's still there. If we go to Google pulling up to the dock here too. 2 nice months for you. Go to 60, just stuck up in here. So we'll see. Like I said, it's just kind of pinned, getting ready for 1,000. So we'll look for those shorter term setups to see if that's going to do that. If we go to analog devices, ADI is inside day and bullish engulfing month. So fractal triangle to see if that thing can keep pounding. If we go to Akamai, see, it doesn't look that hard, right? These are shorts and the other ones are longs, right? And so Akamai goes inside week to see if there's more pain and suffering for that. AMAT here, inside week near the high semis. AMBA, still monthly hammer up and starting off the week as daily momentum hammer to see if they want to pick up some steam. ANET goes inside week here after an outside week to see if it wants to take that thing back to the highs. You can see how strong this has been. If we go to AVGO, still monthly momentum hammer and daily momentum hammers to start off the week. If they want to keep it going. Bob, going inside week. Outside week, inside week, see if we can get a measured move, something like that, chop them up and go. You see when it does like that, came back like this, and that's what sets up the measured move, the this, and then the sideways, and then go. If we go to CAVM, semiconductor inside week near the highs. Cirrus Logic inside week near the highs, semis. Get. If we go to CTSH, monthly momentum hammer still in force. Talked about that all month. Corning, GLW. Inside week after the outside week. With an inside day combo to try and get out of all this stuff. CRM. Inside day just right on the all-time hyzers here. So we'll see if that can take out this outside bar with that inside day. KLAC. Inside day Momo hammer on the highs. So it's a bunch of MU. Still inside month for a few more days. Inside month to the upside. Still got some room for all-time high stuff. If we go Maxim. Remember, we're watching this daily triangle forever. Now trying to get out of it with the inside day. Here. And on the monthly, you can see that. Goes up, chop them up, triangle them out, and still measured move out of here. Maybe a little bit more left in the tank if they want to finish off the month with these babies. Netgear, NTGR, Puker, and going towards these recent lows and now inside week. Okay. Having a little bit of a tougher time over there. SWKS. Right near the highs, and all that does set up the daily hammer counter shooter to try and get out of this stuff and maybe accelerate. Teradyne. Potential inside month Momo hammer. Setting up the inside week to start it off. TWLO. Pig. Weekly shooter if they want to take that back into oblivion. I think it might start off as an inside day as well. It does. Texas Instruments still needs to get out of here. And Texas Instruments goes here. Outside week, inside week, and potentially stay in the inside month here. So we'll see how that finishes off. Xilinx. Xilinx on the monthly outside month and above that, that's fractal triangle expansion. Problema would be this outside week, but you do have the inside day to start off to see if it wants to just take off, because that's what semis do. If you go to Yelpster, still gap and puke and sit down in there, but now you've got this tight inside week if we can get the measured move of death. If we go to Yahoo, inside week near the highs, still got some all-time high stuff or recent high stuff to go after. The gamers are going inside week here too. You got LVS, and still would be inside month, so you want to be aware of that. But inside week for LVS, for Win, MGM, all of them there. XLP has been picking up some steam here, and I know it's a little boring, but we can keep an eye on Colgate here. Colgate with this up, potential sideways measured move off of that. Just a few more here. We go to American Tower. American Tower inside week near the highs, and CCI here just ripping. So, and that's going inside day. Those are the towers. Here, go to Baxter. Baxter, you can see an inside day just near the highs, and we're just seeing when it's going to finish off these break green mounter stuff. CDW. CDW comes up to go inside week here, and potentially setting up here. RevStrat month. Hammer counters the inside month. If we go to CMCM, the Cheetah Mobile, inside month to the upside, and potentially a weekly Momo hammer here if they want to start coming out of the ashes. CTRP. CTRP goes inside week and still above the RevStrat month. Hammer counters the inside month. Ellie May. Ellie May Clamp, just possible inside month here, but if not, inside week to try and take it into the highs. FLIR, FLR. Where you been all month? You can see this big triangle here on the weekly, inside week here if they want to start taking this stuff out, because you got a monthly combo here, down month measured mover. If we go to FMC, tried to hit it coming back. Still, this is the nice monthly there. But now it's been sitting up here for a while on the daily. See this stuff? Triangle them out. And this is actually higher than that. And then it gives you the inside week to try to make a push. The inside, outside, inside week. FMC. Hain Celestial. Monthly. Trying to take 3-month inside pattern. And so I want to be aware of that because it's been doing this on the daily. Just watching this daily triangle here now, hammer, see if it starts racing towards that or trying to get out of that thing. Molina Health MOH, sitting there doing nothing for a long time, but it has been inside month there that whole time, and now potentially sets up the Rev Strata to finally use this to try and get out of that. OI, inside week, and on the daily, you'll see the triangle like this, trying to get out of here. If we can get out of that, because the monthly looks like this. This big triangle here, if it starts racing up towards that thing. Shop. Nice big green there. Going to be a tough time getting out of this thing, but inside week and a bright green month, so we'll see if they want to take it out of there. It's also an inside day to start. CMO. Monthly hammer to the upside, so inside Momo hammer daily, so we'll see if we can get out of all that stuff. Sina comes up for the weekly Momo hammer here if they really want to jam this thing. Lending tree, Momo hammer there on the weekly. Like I said, we want to see if they back off, if they finish off some of these bright green months by gunning them, the things that have been gunning. WB comes up. Inside week here, and Tesla potentially setting up the Momo hammer monthly to give us yet another signal to go after, which would be very juicy. So on the shorter term stuff, you just see the weekly here. Outside week fractal triangle, we want to get out of that 1, 2, 3 bar pattern. So these 3 weeks are completely within that outside week's range. So that could signal it too. So we'll see how that closes out the month in the Tesla. Okay, now, especially in periods of low volatility with the VIX below 10, it really makes the longer term stuff important to keep an eye on because it gives us these extra boosts of these real macro levels. You can see XLE breaking inside quarter to the downside. If we look at some of the quarterly charts on the upside, you've got Best Buy takes the inside quarter, and that's, when you have something like the retail falling apart and it's the end of the world and Amazon's putting everybody out of business. When you see something like this, an inside quarter to the upside, that's what gives you that extra boost in Best Buy when those earnings came out, and that was a nice play off the gapper list this week. Best Buy inside quarter up. The XLP, you bet it. Coke inside quarter to the upside. Mondelez the same. We've got Starbucks still inside quarter to the upside. PayPal inside quarter to the upside, and you can see how clean these look. Obviously, it's quarterly charts. They're going to be a little bit more different mechanics. But what that means is once we know these macro stuff, we can continue to look at the shorter term stuff to reconfirm it. Gives us the extra boost. Juniper slightly inside quarter and up. Xilinx, and that's RevStrat quarter one bar to the upside. Triple D with the SSYS, if you wonder what got them going, inside quarter and up. United Airlines, inside month, week, quarter, everything up last week, and so not bad there. So right now, hopefully for the quarterly measured move, they really want to rip this thing. But for right now, inside quarter and up. Whole Foods still holding on to its inside quarter and up. W-Day, Aetna, and in those towers, CCI, that's what's getting that thing going. You got the inside quarter to the upside. Monster, nice inside quarter to the upside. Remember, that's RevStrat monthly up and was hammer counter shooter weekly last week. And that was a nice move there and had that extra boost. Cerner, inside quarter to the upside. Sign with the Momo Hammer weekly inside quarter up. ALNY in the bio to get a little bit. Zilla. McKesson, remember we've been watching this monthly for a long time, and that would still be 2-quarter inside pattern if it doesn't get out of there, but that's helping get something going. ILMN very slightly. Potential RevStrat quarter, but we got some time on that. EW is quarter up in the bio. SSYS, I think we did that with the Triple D, yes. We got FIVE5 is inside quarter up, and that's retail. RGLD in the gold. So you got that to throw in there too. HLF sticking it to Ackman again with the inside quarter up. And Regeneron, not only the monthly hammer, but took the inside quarter to the upside as well. For the year, for the inside years, you see Regeneron still inside year, and there's going to be a lot of that in the IBB. BBRY, little guy, yeah, inside year to the upside. You've got Mondelez doubling with the inside quarter and year up. So you might want to keep an eye on that. You got the Walmart. Two-year inside pattern, but it is inside year and up. Starbucks, quarter and year, hoping for measured move. You've got Costco still maintaining the momentum yearly hammer. Dominion in the utilities, and that's month and year up. Humana. Caesars and the gamers, you can watch that with the gamers. You've got EXPE, DuPont in the Dow, and Oprah, Weight Watchers, inside year to the upside. And the quarterlies, and you can see this is going to be a pretty divergent market, which is showing us exactly how strong this market is when it can shrug off a lot of this stuff. For the quarterly downers, you got GE, you've got Rig in the Earls. You've got MRO in the oils. Kinder Morgan is inside. Kinder Morgan. KMI. There you go. Inside quarter to the downside. AKS Steel. Alexion in the bio. APC Energy. You see how clean these look when you can get. The great thing about these longer term charts is you got forever to go after them. So. CHS, retail, puke. You've got Pandora. You've got Chevron, inside week and inside quarter and down right now. Devon, inside month and down and inside quarter and down. TECK, inside quarter and down. NOV in the energy oil services with Helmerich Payne. We've got Baker Hughes. You can see all these energies taking these quarters, and that's a multi-bar pattern. We'll see how that plays out. And the REIT, Triple N. Letter O, EOG more oil. Ross Stores, and this is going to be interesting why this is such an interesting spot here to see if that can rev strike quarter if they really want to take this thing down. Foot Locker, okay. PDCE, that's more energy. JB Hunt in the trannies on this trucker weakness is inside quarter down, still 2-quarter pattern. Rider Systems, OIS, so you get the idea what's going over there. And for the year at least, not too much on the downside. You do have the Ford Motor Company, who's all over the news, and it's very slightly. It's a 2-year pattern at this point, doing not much. Urban Outfitters, inside year, Momo Shooter year to the downside. Brinkers, EAT, inside year to the downside. Finish Line, and that's still Momentum yearly shooter, and TPX. And so, yeah, so we watch all these time frames, but especially when we get to this VIX that is so low, that we're going to keep a list of these extra umpapas because they're so much better. Oops, I missed Netflix. Netflix, sorry about that. If I didn't say momentum hammer yearly to the upside, and that's been continually taking care of business over there. Okay, so that's going to do it. We're going to exhaust this month and start a new month this week. It's a short week, which can give us the advantage of a lot higher probability of inside weeks to start off June. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob City, the Black Quant Edge VTF at T3 Live.